Are you ready? I cannot be stopped. This crypto bull market cannot be stopped. Welcome in. I am the crypto bull god. This is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to give a thumbs up. Drop me a comment here to express appreciation. You got to make sure to click the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. A lot of times on Friday, I go live at an atypical time. Guys, I'm getting very, very excited for this month. All right, we're only 2 days up, and the level of excitement on this end is already pretty damn high because I'm expecting June to be a very, very bullish month for crypto. We're going to kind of assess what we're seeing going on in the market at the moment. We can take a look at some charts that you guys are interested in, kind of assess what we want to look for going into the weekend on those weekly closes. I hope everyone's having a very good day. I got off to a very good start this morning. Did a shoulder bicep ab workout this morning, more like a bro workout this morning. So I hope you are staying active and healthy as well and getting out there and getting at it. So what was I going to say? Completely lost my train of thought. Hey, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. And TradingView, one word, it's Crypto Bull God. There's no underscores here, okay? No underscores, just one word, Crypto Bull God. Appreciate everybody tuning in at an odd hour. Of course, I have a lot of people that are international as well, so this time might actually work out a lot better for many individuals out there. But glad to have you in, whether you're new or whether you're recurring, supporting the channel. Appreciate it. So make sure to drop in the comments. I'm going to take any charting questions that you guys have, but I first wanted to take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin here. So one thing that I did want to share with you, I was kind of thinking about coming into the live stream here, and I did want to say it's a lot more fun going live on a green day. Okay, not significant green action going on outside of Synapse, which we're going to take a look at. Not a lot of significant big green plays going on within the crypto market. But I think that June is going to provide me the opportunity to come out here and live stream when there's going to be a lot more excitement on Bitcoin as it's breaking the last bounce high we had up here towards 31,000. I do think for the month of June, we're going to be going significantly higher than 31,000. That's going to provide me an opportunity to live stream when there's a lot more excitement in the market. So I am definitely looking forward to that. As you can see, I'm sporting the Harmony 1 t-shirt today. Still a firm believer in the project and supporter on this end. So let's take a look at current price action. Let's get the watch list off and just see what's going on with Bitcoin. You can see right now we are literally doing, exactly what I've been speaking to, right? I don't want to tell you that this is going to play out exactly how I have it laid out here. There's obviously no certainties. I always say that. There's no certainties in charting. We could certainly deviate and go lower. That's certainly a probability. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for prices on this 12-hour chart that I've spoken to relentlessly, I'm looking for prices to gravitate in this 200 simple moving average area, which is around 26,900, and not deviate significantly below that. I think this is your opportunity in this area to accumulate more, in my opinion, of Bitcoin. As you know, if you follow me on Twitter, let's fucking go. 786 M786WP, let's fucking go. Colorado, very, very nice. Yes, we can take a look at Alchemy Finance. I would be very happy to take a look at that. South Africa, that's awesome. And I think you had told me that before. Welcome in. Glad to have people from all over the world. So I'll take a look at Alchemy. I'll take a look at Gala. We can take a look at both projects. Happy to do that. You know, what I want to, this is where I was going with this. I have conveyed on Twitter that I do daily purchases on Bitcoin. And the idea behind the daily purchases on Bitcoin, and I want to remain consistent with that over the course of the next, say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. The idea is that's something I'm not going to be touching. That's something that is an investment, okay? Jorge's in the house. What's up? I am BBC. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you in. But what I did today, based on current price levels, is I pre-purchased my daily orders all the way up through the end of September. So I am pre-purchased on a daily buy basis for Bitcoin all the way up through the end of September because I feel the prices are just too advantageous right now. Okay. And again, I just want to reiterate on this channel, I'm never giving financial advice. That is not what I'm doing. I am just somebody who is a data-driven individual who knows how to read charts, has been doing it for a decent amount of time now, and is here to help educate you on what I'm seeing in the charts, and it's just my view, right? Now, one of the things that I do want to point out also on Bitcoin is this area of consolidation that we're looking at here. Bitcoin is a very volatile asset, okay? There doesn't generally exist an extremely long period of time under which price is just going sideways, okay? Yeah, I'm going to own that name. I'll own the name. There isn't generally extended long periods of time under which Bitcoin's just going to go sideways and not really do much. At some point, some volatility is going to come back into this market, right? And by volatility, what I mean is we're either going to see a big move up, which is the camp that I lean in, or we're going to see a big move down, which is also a possibility. This is absolutely a possibility that we could see a move down here, okay? And we'd have to reassess the charts at that point. The most important thing, if that were to happen, if the scenario plays out that I am not anticipating, the most important thing to keep in mind is we have this low, this higher low. Hell, we could come down to 22,000 or 21,000. This low would still be higher than this low, okay? So the basic building blocks of a bullish narrative are higher lows and higher highs. That's what we want to continue seeing in the price. God, that looks like an ugly drawing. I hope you followed what I was saying and watching it and didn't just zoom in as all the little scribblies were up there. So I just saw DT's in the house. Makes for a change from my usual coffee as a single malt in hand. Weekend starting for me now. Good for you, DT. Glad to hear that. And I will get back to your DM this weekend. I do promise you that. Glad you're drinking something outside the coffee. Glad to hear that. Too early. It's only 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here. It's not too early for a drink, but not feeling that right now. Plus, I had a drink yesterday, so today we're going alcohol-free, definitely. So anyway, the thing that I want to convey to you, the most important thing, okay, is that there is going to be some sort of volatile movement. I would expect some sort of volatile movement as early as potentially next week. Okay, I could see it potentially playing out by next week. We'll have to see what happens, but you can see this is generally my thought process as to what's going to happen. We've consolidated once again at the 200 simple moving average. The 50 has maintained itself above the 200, which is critical. We don't want to see a death cross on the 12-hour. We don't want to see a significant decline where the 50 is really crossing down, okay? We're avoiding that right now because price is gravitating in this area. As long as price maintains itself at or above the 200 simple moving average, we should be able to avoid any form of a death cross on the 12-hour. Now, what I am anticipating now is at some point in the shorter term, I am anticipating we're going to come up to this resistance here. Okay, I'm anticipating we're going to come up to this resistance line, which we've now hit technically 4 other times back here as well. Okay, so this would be our 5th touch. At which point, I don't think we're going to break instantaneously. I think there'll still be a little bit of consolidation in here, and then eventually we're going to break through. And I think that could happen as early as next week. Okay, that is my view of things. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on the charts as we always do on this channel. Now, the other thing that I wanted to take a look at, I wanted to kind of level set the conversation on what I'm looking for a weekly close, right? So going into Sunday, the candles are going to close out on a weekly basis on all of these charts. We're going to take a look at some crypto AI plays for sure. The charts, all these charts on a weekly basis are going to close out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So what do you want to watch for on Bitcoin? What's the most important thing that you want to watch for? Well, again, I want to stress, we do not want a candle body close below this 200 simple moving average, okay? And the 200 simple moving average is approximately 26,300, right? So on a candle body closing basis, the most important crucial point that we want to maintain a price level above 26,300. Thank you for all the support, everyone. I appreciate the thumbs up. BB, hey, Jorge, I know you didn't hit the thumbs up, brother. I know that's you. Oh, I know that's you. John's missing. John the Enforcer has not been on a live stream in an extremely long period of time. So I need somebody else to enforce the thumbs up buttons. Anyway, 26,300 is the critical area. The other thing that I am looking for, okay? Thank you, kind sir. The other thing that I'm looking for, okay, on the weekly candle body close, you can see, and we've drawn this on multiple different time frames, you can see we were in a falling wedge here, right? And this candle body close indicated that we broke the falling wedge on the weekly, right? Well, now we've sort of barely re-entered it. So I think it would be ideal. Draw it? Yeah, no, it's drawn perfectly. I think it would be ideal if we can close the week out just at or above this descending line of resistance, right around 27,185. So somewhere around 27,100, 27,200. I think that would be realistically, that's a realistic close we could get. That's about $100 off from where we're sitting right now, just over 27,000. If we can close the week out around 27,100, 27,200, what does that tell us? What that tells us is we've broken out of the falling wedge. We've come back. We've back tested it, which is very common. This is what happens. I communicate this on this channel all the time. And now we've expressed strength. Okay. Sorry, Jorge. You're I guess you're easy to pick on. Sorry, my friend. I appreciate it. You give me a little jab, I give you a little jab. You know what I'm saying? So we've back tested it, right? What that would indicate is strength, because this descending line should then act as a springboard for the following weeks to continue up, to continue moving up. So I think the most ideal price, let's get a close really closer to 27,200. Right in between 27.1 and 27.2. That's really what I'm looking for, okay? That would be the most healthy thing that we could see in the chart on the weekly. Now, in terms of price indicators, the other thing, depending how this week closes out, that we want to watch for is, and this is very good to see, okay? Look at the stochastic RSI. Now, I understand we're negative, okay? And we haven't had a positive cross. But let's take this a step further. You can see that the stochastic RSI has flattened out, okay? It has flattened out, and it wants to cross. So long as we get across a close this week, right around the levels that I'm talking about, even at the level we're at, honestly, right now, more than likely what's going to happen is we're going to see a positive cross on the stochastic RSI. That's indicating that momentum is coming back into the market as a whole, but on Bitcoin, okay? Because Bitcoin is the driver of value. If Bitcoin is doing very well, the rest of the market is going to do very well, okay? You can see the last time we had a positive cross down in this level, okay? Down in this level, look what happened with price, okay? We got a monumental rise in price. There is no one price indicator that's going to tell us exactly what's going on. Thank you to everyone new tuning in. There's no one price indicator. We're literally using these things as breadcrumbs, okay? This is one data source. God, the actuary in me. This is one data point that is telling us that it is likely, okay, that we're going to see some continued upside. So watch for the cross on the stochastic RSI. We'll take a look at that Monday together. The other thing that this week has an opportunity to do is to avoid a negative cross on the MACD. See how we're kissing right now? This MACD is getting more action than CBG. Do you see that? Do you see that right now, okay? This week has the opportunity to cause these things to kind of flatten here and continue. Again, along with the stochastic RSI, the narrative would be momentum picking up. It would cause in successive weeks for this MACD to continue the uptrend and for this histogram to start turning this color here, dark green, and for a lot of momentum to continue picking up in the price. That's the story that we want to see continue to play out on this chart. I hope that made sense. I want to point out Synapse. Synapse is having a large move, guys. I've been tweeting about this nonstop. And there's a reason for it, okay? I told you that I established a pretty significant position, and I was scaling in the low 70-cent range and the 60-cent range. And you can see we fell lower than I thought we would. But the technical pattern here that's playing out is a falling wedge. There's been bullish divergence on the RSI. And what did I just tell you yesterday? Okay, it doesn't need to play out, but the likelihood is it could play out. And it also fits into the narrative that June will be a very bullish month. You can see right now we have confirmation. So long as this candlestick closes anywhere near where it's at and it closes above here, what I would anticipate, more than likely, we'll probably get a back test in this area, and then we'll continue springboarding up. Something we want to watch for. And the technical target, now that we know where we've broken out, how do we draw the technical target? From the top, all the way from the top of the formation, we draw it from the bottom of the falling wedge all the way to the top of the falling wedge. That's what this line indicates here. And we draw it at the point of, we put that arrow at the point of breakout, And you can see it's giving us a technical target up towards 120. Now the 120, it wouldn't be surprising if we run out of some momentum at 120. That's just an initial short-term target. Wouldn't be surprising if we ran out of some initial momentum at 120, because you can see we have some price confluence right around that area. 113, you can see we worked up into this 120 before. Right up in this area, right? Wouldn't be surprising. Look at all the price confluence here. Look at all the price confluence. So wicking up into this area would not be surprising, and then seeing some sort of a healthy retrace and then continued movement up, okay? Keep an eye on Synapse, okay? Other projects that I wanted to cover here, I know I had a question on Alchemy Finance, okay? Supporter of that project, as well as the chart is looking, oh, this is Ali. I apologize. We'll take a look at Ali in a moment, but I want to get to Alchemy since I had a question on that. By the way, Artificial Liquid Intelligence, Alethea AI, I have a TA video. You can check that out. It's looking extremely strong. We're not getting the pullback that I said we might get right now. We're expressing a lot of strength, and I said that thing is a low liquidity asset. That thing can move quick, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Alchemy Pay, okay? This is an extremely bullish chart in general. I kind of want to zoom out on a weekly. You can see this was just wave 1, okay? We're anticipating a wave 3 movement in here, and I've spoken to the fact, I believe, yeah, I did. I spoke to the fact on my TA video on Alchemy Finance. You can check that out on my channel, that I think it's really, there's a very good probability that we could see Alchemy Pay all the way up towards that 70 cent to $1 area, okay? Now, that's literally at 3 cents. You know, you're talking about a 23x to a 33x, anywhere between a 23 to a 33x. So significant upside, potential upside, in my opinion. So what's going on in the chart right now? I like the 3-day. There's a lot more, because there's not a lot of price data, I want to get it a little bit more granular here and see what speak to what I'm seeing in the chart, kind of clean this thing up a little bit. Now, I spoke to yesterday. I think right now with the momentum that is picking up in the market, if you get a pullback anywhere to around 2.6 cents, given the price confluence on the 3-day with the 50 simple moving average purple line and the 10 simple moving average blue line, as well as it being a key point of price confluence we've identified before, I think any pullback to 2.6 cents is your area to reaccumulate, in my opinion. Now, the thing to keep in mind is anytime you're below a moving average, it acts as resistance. Anytime, and that's why we're having a problem getting above this 200. You see the wicks up here? We can't get above it. Once we fell below it, man, we're having problems, right? We want to punch above here. Once we're above a moving average, it acts as support. So it's very common in these situations, now that we've had this run up, okay, we could see some sort of rejection here and some sort of retrace to this level, which would still be healthy, by the way, very healthy, okay, because you're still having higher lows coming in here. You see that? And then we could continue springboarding up. The obvious other scenario is we just shoot up from here, but I really like what I'm seeing on the chart in Alchemy Pay. I think it's presenting an awesome opportunity. You can see the MACD is beginning to curl up. We're getting very close to a bullish cross above 0, which is very healthy to see. RSI sitting at 52. We're at a great level on the relative strength index. So this chart is looking pretty phenomenal. Let's see what comments we got going on. Rashid, buenos dias, mi amigo. You know, for all the years that I've studied Spanish and the women that I've dated down here, you would think that I'd be a little bit more affluent in Spanish, but I'm not. I've leaned on them like a crutch. But I know some Spanish. I can talk a little Spanglish with you. I can mix it up with some Spanish and English. What is the average monthly salary of an actuary in the U.S.? Well, I think that's publicly available information. You can go out and find that. I do pretty well for myself, I will say that. And again, some of that perspective is based on the fact that I didn't grow up with a lot. I would say I grew up, middle class is a broad term, but I grew up, I think, on a little bit of the lower end on middle class. But I'm a fellow of the Society of Actuaries. I'm an FSA. Got my FSA in 2000. Let me look up on the wall. What the hell year was that? 2015. So I've had my FSA for 8 years. So you can do some homework there. I do pretty well for myself. And I say that with a lot of humbleness. Okay, I worked my ass off to get where I'm at. Okay, I sacrificed my 20s. And and going into my early 30s, I sacrificed all that time to take all these exams, a lot of self-study. So I earned that shit. No shortcuts in life, ladies and gentlemen. You want to earn something in life, you got to go out and fucking get it. Had a conversation with someone the other day who shut down on me mentally because they weren't willing to accept that they couldn't do something in life. And when I offered this suggestion to go out and earn it, they sort of shut down on me. So, you're either in one camp or the other, right? You either when you're faced with adversity, you either grow from those things and you're going out and you're earning life, or you're mentally weak and you shut down on people and you're not willing to accept certain things. I mean, you're in one camp or the other. So you choose. It's your life. More action, CBG. Yeah, my life is pretty unexciting in that department. We'll just leave it at that. I like being, I have nothing to hide. CBG's a single man. Well done, sir, and thank you for providing this analysis for free. Absolutely, guys. And I appreciate, by the way, on a serious note, as I said yesterday, I'm not going to go off on a tangent like I did. We're going to take a look at Gala. But I really do appreciate the positive feedback because at the end of the day, I'm no different from you. I'm just a normal person that grew up in the Northeast who happens to geek out to charting and loves that. Yeah, this definitely did not. This is a great example of something that did not play out the way I had anticipated. You can see what I drew here. But let's take a realistic look at what's going on with Gala right now. I know there was some controversy. There was an airdrop. There was this version 2 token, and it wasn't a traditional airdrop as you would think of it. It was really a token that replaced your existing tokens, and I guess Coinbase didn't support it. I do know that you can, I'm pretty sure you can buy Gala on Binance US though. Binance US, I have an affiliate link in my, by the way, I have an affiliate link. You can use that, helps me out. Obviously full transparency, it helps me out. If you sign up, you don't have Binance US, I think if I get someone new to sign up, I get like $25 or something like that. But if you use my affiliate link, they are my preferred exchange. I do prefer Binance US. Their customer support is head and shoulders above Coinbase. The other thing I would say about Binance US is that the amount that I can purchase per day is significantly higher than it is at Coinbase. I got approved for that pretty easily. Actually, back in the day when Kathy Cooley, when she was the COO of Binance US, I don't know whatever happened to her. I thought I saw something in the news recently, but she was a really chill woman. I actually was DMing her back and forth on Twitter, and she hooked me up. She put some really high limits on my daily purchase amount, and I was very thankful for that. So and the customer support at Binance US in general has been very positive. I have nothing bad to say about Binance US. Coinbase has just been frustrating at times. They just have shitty customer service. But anyway, so what are we seeing on Gala Games? We haven't looked at this one in a while. This is one that at one point I considered taking a very large position in and then held off. I have traded it before, but I've never actually invested from the standpoint of buying it and holding it for the long term. Again, there are so many great projects out there, and at some point, I think it's important. I think it's very important. I've stressed this on this channel. It's very important in this market to be diversified. Okay, you want to have a handful of projects. I mean, you want to, even if you're new to the market, at least you want to hold 2, right? If you're brand new and you're just kind of dipping your toes in the water, you should really at least own Bitcoin and Ethereum. Kind of diversify at least between those 2 assets, in my opinion. But you also don't want to over diversify. I mean, you certainly don't want a portfolio, in my opinion, that consists of 20 tokens. That's just too much to manage. I think that's over diversification, in my opinion. So you have to strike the right balance for yourself. But anyway, the main thing that I would point out on Gala Games here, first, just focusing on price action. This is a 3-day, okay? And this was just our wave 1 movement up. So it's going to be interesting to see what the wave 3 entails for Gala. But where was I going with this? Oh, resistance, okay? Resistance, basically touched there. Almost touched here. And we broke it here, and we broke it with volume, okay? Now that we've broken that downward resistance, we need to ask ourselves, the first question is, are we consolidating at a healthy level, okay? Yeah, we're sort of gravitating right in this 3 cent area. So we are consolidating at a level that is not surprising. We're right in this 3-cent area. The other important thing we need to ask ourselves is, even though price has just been going chip chop and sideways, is there still a bullish narrative here? Are we still bullish on this? And the way we answer that question is, are there higher highs and are there higher lows coming in? And the answer to that question is a contingent yes. We have 2 higher lows and we have a high, okay? Now what we need to see, this is our prior high. Now what we need to see, price come in and take out this level here at about 6.3 cents. And really what you'd want to watch for is to make a move up into this area. This is really what we want to see for Gala. We want to start to get up to this 7 to 12 cent area. Now what you have are 2 higher lows and 2 higher highs. The exciting thing about breaking 12 cents, okay, and I want to distinguish here, it's not a wick, okay, as we always say on this channel, price wicks are an expression of volatility. Once we get candle body closes that start to get above 12 cents, the thing that I want to highlight to you here, okay, is we have an opportunity to make a very large run. And the reason is because there's not a ton of price confluence. If we start drawing out other areas of resistance, okay, we can draw it roughly there at 18.3 cents. We can draw another area of resistance right there at around 29 cents. And we can draw another area right around, I like that area right around there, at about 43 cents. So you're talking about the fact that once we close, candle body close, and I'm looking at a 3-day here, above 12 cents, you could make a 50%, you have the opportunity to make a 50% run to 18 cents, make more than a 50% move all the way up to 29 cents, and then move all the way up to 42 cents and above. And then you're talking about all-time highs up here towards, you're talking 80 cents. When this market picks up, okay, this would not surprise me. Let's take a realistic look at what could potentially happen with Gala Games, right? Let's get realistic here. So, okay. So getting up towards what I could see if we get a strong impulse up is coming back to the 0.618 fib retracement at around 18 cents, which coincides with this line of resistance, all the way up possibly to the 0.786, which coincides roughly with this 43 cent area. So if we make a really strong impulse up, okay, if we make a really strong impulse up, let's have fun with this, all right? This was our first movement up, right? You could see some sort of large move like this. It's going to take some time all the way up to here. We see some sort of a strong retrace, okay? And now when you enter that final and fifth wave here, and depending on when Bitcoin tops, keep in mind, guys, as Bitcoin tops, a lot of that money then, it takes time, trickles into your altcoins. Your altcoins are not going to top until after Bitcoin tops, most of them, okay? So you could have some altcoins depending when Bitcoin tops. Again, my thesis is this year, as you know. You could have altcoins depending when Bitcoin tops going into 2024. So if we start entertaining much higher levels on Gala, maybe you get a top off in early February going somewhere up here. We're not going to chart where it's going to go for now, but this is just to give you a rough idea of, just general expectations, right? This was, the way you can think of this is a wave 1 impulse, right? This wave 3, okay? Each Elliott wave is comprised of 5 waves, 3 impulse waves up and 2 corrective structures down, right? So generally what we want to see here are 3 impulses with 2 corrections, okay? This second impulse, the wave 3, this is generally the biggest. This is the one that surprises people. This is where things start to really escalate in value, and you also get a significant pullback as well, okay? So you really could see this thing shoot up from 3 cents all the way up to 42 cents. This thing could easily pull a 13x. It's going to take a couple months. This isn't going to take a week or 2 weeks, but that's generally sort of structure you would look for. So I saw another question come in. CSC. What other questions do you guys have? Flux. I need this to update. Where are we at with Flux? Yeah, I want to see some. We're down. 2 point. Oh, no, this is a weekly. We're up, but again, on Flux, I don't want to see a red candle here. What I want to see for the week is this thing better turn green, because if it's red, not a positive weekly candle. Want to see by Sunday at 8 p.m. for this body to be green. That's what we're going to watch for on Flux, and we'll take a look at that on Monday. Real quick, before I get to your question, Jorge, I did want to take a look at Alethea AI. We're seeing a lot of strong movements up in the crypto AI space. I did speak to Injective Protocol earlier this morning and said if INJ, Injective Protocol, starts smashing $9, if I start to see it moving significantly above $9, time to put out an updated TA video. We could start to make a significant move in Injective. Kind of laid out the scenarios the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before that in terms of what we could expect to see. It is one scenario that we could just continue going higher. So if we start smashing $9 is really what I'm looking for in Injective Protocol. We start smashing $9, time to get another TA video out and have an honest conversation about what we could see next. Now, Alethea AI, this is one that is absolutely turning around. We broke out of the falling wedge / bull pennant, massive bull pennant, okay? And the MACD is starting to pick up volume. The RSI is starting to pick up volume. We're getting closer and closer to 50, which would be a healthy level. We're battling this key resistance here, right? We're battling this key resistance. What I laid out this morning was based on the momentum that is picking up in this space and my expectations for June. I think it is very realistic that if things do in general play out as I'm anticipating, you could see Alethea AI, depending how bullish we are this month, you could see Alethea anywhere up in this area between 5.9 cents all the way up to 26 cents. This is a 1.618 fib extension of this price movement here. Okay, so I think it's very realistic over the course of June going into July here. You could see it anywhere between basically 6 cents. 6 cents and 26 cents. And you might say to me, well, that's horrible, CBG. Why would you have a box that's this wide? I mean, 6 cents to 26 cents. Can't you be more specific? Welcome to crypto. This is a very volatile asset and very volatile industry. So I'm painting a realistic picture that depending how bullish we are, maybe we don't get as bullish a month as I'm expecting, but we still make positive progress and we land up here in the 6 cent area. Or maybe we overshoot and we get up to 11 to 14 cents and consolidate in this area in June, or maybe we shoot all the way up to 26 cents. But the point is, I think it's very realistic this month, depending how bullish we are, to get up towards that 6 to 26 cent area on Alethea AI. I tell you what, once we start breaking 18 cents, was this 18 here? 16. Once we start breaking 16 and heading up towards 26, once that actually happens, maybe this project will get a little bit more recognition that it deserves and a little bit more eyes on it, because I think not enough people are talking about it, in my opinion. I have a chunk invested in Alethea AI, so we'll have to see how that one turns out. So I have a question on CSC, not super familiar. Let's get off some of these charts here. Not super familiar. Do I have something? Okay, so I'm curious. Oh, excuse me. Casino Coin. Is this the one that you're looking at? Casino Coin. I hope this isn't the one you're looking at, Jorge. Ranked 5,057. Maybe you mean something else. Do you really mean Casino Coin? Is this what you want me to chart? This is ranked 5,057. Okay, I mean, if this is what you're going after, we can certainly take a look at it. Now, I don't own anything that has this small a market cap, but we can certainly take a look at it. I don't know how much price data there's going to be. The only thing is, we got to be honest with ourselves. Some of these low caps, they have very low. Yeah, man, if this is what you wanted me to chart, I really can't offer you much, unless if there's another exchange. It's just not even worth charting. Okay. I mean, we can take a look at it. Let's get off the price indicators first. Could have a falling wedge here, actually. Let's see if we have a falling wedge. No, that really fucked it up. Well, nah, you don't have a falling wedge. It's more of a down channel. We don't make patterns. We draw what's present, and then we use that as information. We can't force something that's not there. So the first thing I would point out is this is in a downtrend. This is not a falling wedge, okay? Falling wedge is wide at the top, and then it gets narrower, okay? Like a weightlifter with the lats. You know, with the lats, you got the lats going on. You're real wide at the top, and then you get narrow coming into the waist, okay? That's not what we see present here. This is just a falling channel. Now, the other question I would ask myself, and you can see this is textbook. Look at the volume coming in here, but we couldn't break above this downward resistance, okay? Let's look at the price indicators, because the other thing I would want to watch for here is there any bullish divergence? So you can actually see, let's just focus, I think the MACD, really nothing on the stochastic RSI or MACD, so I'm going to flip off there. Let's focus on the relative strength index. So what I'm seeing is a little bit of bullish divergence. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Okay, we were up here. You see how prices were all the way up here? And now we're a little bit lower down here. Okay, we're a little bit lower than we were here, but the RSI is increasing in value. Okay, it's increasing slightly in value. I'm curious though on the daily if we have even more bullish divergence. Yeah, we do. So typically what you can do is when you see bullish divergence on a little bit of a higher time frame, like a 3-day, the next question you want to ask yourself is, okay, well, how present is it on a lower time frame? So we first went to the 3-day and it was present. Now what we can do is we can go to a lower time frame, and we can still see. It doesn't matter that the lines are going below here. What I'm trying to demonstrate is that we're increasing in value. We're increasing in value as price is going down. So, you know, this chart, what I would say about this chart is that this is not an attractive investment opportunity. What I would do if I was playing this is I would play it for a trade to break out of the downward channel, using the bullish divergence as my main indicator to tell me that that's probable. And where I would buy in, I would be conservative. I would be conservative with this. So if I wanted to get in on something like this, I would identify some key areas that make sense to get in at, okay? This area looks like an area. Down here looks like an area. So I think if I could get in anywhere between, you see, can I do this? I'll confuse you if I do that. You see how price is sitting at, it's 0.30s, but I'm gonna simplify things. You see how it's sitting at the 0.112? I would look for it to come anywhere back to the 0.106. And as far down as God, it is hard to see all those damn zeros. Wow. Yeah, I would wait for it to come back into this area here, the 0.106 to the 0.102. If you can get in this area, I'd take a trade in it, and I'd see if we could start to break out of this this downward channel here. Now, where I would start to sell, we'd want to look for key areas of resistance. First off, you can be conservative. You can sell right at the top of this line here as we start to approach it, the 0.117. You could also, you could sell part of your position, and then you could play for something bigger up towards the 0.129. And then another area I would look for is all the way up. I really actually like this because there's more confluence. I'd be more conservative and say 0.14. So again, if you enter anywhere in this area, I would, anywhere here, oh, that's nice, and drag it. Anywhere here, I would look to start to exit here, here, and here, depending on your risk tolerance level and how you're playing the trade. Hope that's helpful. Oh yeah, I just covered track the other day, actually. Three Musketeers, just covered that yesterday, so I don't want to be repetitive. If you go back to yesterday's live stream, and you can just fast forward if you want until I get to track. But I want to say track was like midway to 2/3 through the live stream. So check that out. Let's see what other projects, before I sign out, we're hitting up against roughly 40 minutes. I don't see any other questions, any other TA questions. Let's see if there's anything else I would chart for you guys that makes sense. No, I guess the only one, let me see Arbitrum, but I guess the only other thing I would do real quick, since we spoke about it, let's take a very quick look at injective protocol, because I talked about this $9 area. This is a 12-hour chart. What I like to see on this chart, let's just focus on price since it's king. What I like to see is we broke this resistance. A couple things. We broke the downward resistance. You see how we got above it and then we sort of back tested it and moved up. Now we've broken this 760 area. We're starting to march up towards 847 and 9. Now it's possible, it's very possible, it's very probable we could get rejected here and then come down again. Now I think that would be your buy opportunity if we start coming down to these levels again, okay? Down to that, set low $7 area, even if it plunges below 7. But what also could happen, okay, again, depending how much momentum picks up, and there's a strong narrative behind crypto AI, we could just consolidate right in this area here and then punch through 9. As soon as we start to punch through 9, the reason I would want to get an updated video out is because there's not a lot of price confluence between 9 and 10. So I would suspect once we get a candle body close above 9, $10, okay, we're going to punch through $10, and then we have to update our view on where this thing could go. I mean, it could go as high as 15, but I'd want to revisit that and put a video out and kind of have a conversation about it. So injective protocol remaining very, very strong. What's up, Brian? I hope you can rewind back in syndication and check out the earlier part of the live stream. Glad you were able to join and show support. Really appreciate it. Guys, that's all I have. So I think the most fundamentally important thing to keep in mind before you sign out, first off, appreciate your time. Secondly, the most important takeaway that you can take from today's live stream is what to watch for on Bitcoin. Again, this is very important because if you want any of your altcoins to do super, super well this month, Bitcoin needs to do really, really well, okay? Everyone have a really, really good weekend. Get out there, travel, do something with friends and family, stay active. Don't stay indoors all weekend, unless if it's raining. Shitty weather, you can't help that. But get out, get active. And until Monday, all the way until Monday, spread awareness. Carry the education forward. Appreciate it. Take care, everybody.